What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Me and You TV Reviews. I am your host, Mel, and tonight, you guys, we're going to be starting something new. I am so excited, y'all. This is Poppa's house. I told y'all that I was going to start it simply because I love Damon Wayans. I love My Wife and Kids. I love everything that he has played on, y'all. Even going back to In Living Color, okay? Anyway. We're going to be reviewing Poppa's House. This is season 1, episode 1, titled Pilot. I hope you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful week thus far. It is just Tuesday, y'all. So we got a couple more days to grind this thing out and get them coins, and then it's back to the weekend so we can relax, okay? We'll see how long this first episode is. I may just combine them. We'll see how y'all like it. We'll see. And I'm only doing it like this because I was behind. Actually, you know what? Anyway. All right, y'all. Don't worry about my indecisiveness. All right, so the synopsis for this one is Poppa gets surprised at work when corporate brings in brainy psychologist Dr. Ivy Reed to add a female perspective to his radio show. Junior gets fired by Nina's dad when he misses a big sales pitch to apply for a directing job. All right, y'all ready to get into it? Let's go ahead and do it. So we begin the episode with Damon Jr. I'm going to call him DJ. Coming back over to ask his dad, can he pick up the kids because he's got something to do with the film project. Now, his daddy was like, can you please just wait until I take a sip of my tea before you start asking me to do any type of favors for you? So, y'all, he was hella petty. He took forever to sip that damn tea. And when he finally did, he was like, can you watch the kids? Can you put the kids over me? So, Damon Sr., aka Poppa, brings up the fact that he is supposed to be working at his job, not trying to do some side project stuff with this film. So DJ works for his father-in-law, who's being played by none other than Jeffrey Owens. When I tell you, I'm so glad to see him working. And I love the fact that the Wayans are reaching back to make sure that we get our people in there that have been coming up in the talks, okay? So anyway, DJ works for his father-in-law as a sales rep for his rolling foams. He's got like these little rolling foam things that he's built his empire off of. His words, not mine, okay? So even though he hates working there, he needs something to pay the bills until his film dream pops. He just better hope that his daddy-in-law don't find out about it. So later on, a little bit later, DJ meets with his wife, Nina, and she wants him to really consider this promotion to management so they'd be able to finally put their kids in private school. Now, I don't know how old the kids are. I haven't seen them in either of the 2 episodes that I'm reviewing tonight, but they're around there somewhere. And so she wants him to take this promotion so they can put their kids in private school, but he was like, if I do that, that's not going to leave time for me to do anything else aside from work for your daddy. That's not going to help me further my dream job pursuit. Okay, so what are we doing here? So at work, Poppa is the top radio personality at his station. And as the king of his domain, baby, he plays what he wants. He says what he wants. And he does what the hell he wants without much pushback. Now, he gets a caller into the show, and one of them ends up asking why he don't play no new artists. And he was like, well, I don't play the new artists because I don't really know them like that. And I mean, hell, all of them sound like little kids. I mean, you got the little baby, you got the baby, you got newborn baby. Hell, I don't know none of these folks. That ain't his style, though. So if you don't like it, you want to go listen to that type of music, you can. Kick rocks. Adios. So the next call is Dr. Ivy. And after some misogynistic banter between the two of them, y'all, she pegs him to a T and calls him a blue Poppa Smurf. Now, the reason that she calls him a blue Poppa Smurf is because she's actually in the studio. She's just in another part of the studio, but everything is glass, so she can see him and his reactions. And so he quickly dismisses her by hanging up on her and ends the show. only to find out that his station wants her to become his new co-host since his ratings have recently slipped and caused him to go from number 1 to number 2. And they want her on the show because she has one of the hottest therapy podcasts out there. Oh, hell no. Ain't no way some chick finna come up in here cramping my style, he tells his producer slash assistant. I think his name is Alan or something like that. And he tells him to get rid of her. They don't want nothing to do with her. Now at home, DJ comes by because that DJ lives next door to his daddy. They got a nice house, y'all, but he lives next door to his daddy. So at home, DJ comes by to let him know that the ad agency meeting went well. However, it ran over the scheduled time, and because of that, JJ got word about it and fired him. And so he was like, damn, well, do Nina know? Nope, not yet. Insert Nina to tell him that she knows about him getting fired. And so apparently, y'all, it was the third meeting that he had missed in the past few months. At least that was the 3 meetings that JJ knew about. Apparently, there were several other meetings that he didn't attend either. But he tells her he's so close to getting his dream job, y'all. He's so close. And she was like, yeah, you done said that numerous times before, okay? But you 35 at this point. You got a family that we need to consider. You gonna have to wake up from this dream a little bit. And so after she ends up leaving, of course, Poppa comes out from his hiding spot because he was concerned about his son. I was like, you must not been too concerned if you was hiding. What was you gonna do behind the wall? So anyway, Poppa comes out from his hiding spot and tells him of the time that he got his first gig on the radio. And he said that the reason that he got the gig in the first place was because the show host had gotten sick. And so he was the stand-in. Now, he had been working in the mailroom, but I guess they figured, why not take a chance internally first before we try to hire somebody else to come in from the outside? And so he got his chance, right? And he was really good, y'all. So he ended up quitting his mailroom job after a few weeks of not hearing from the original radio host. Well, as his luck would have it, that radio host got better and finally came back to his job, leaving him jobless. And so to compensate for losing both jobs, he ended up getting a sanitation job in the middle of the winter. I bet you he was pissed. I was like, where was you living at? I think he was living in New York. Yeah, I would have been hot. So, point of the story is, he did what he needed to do until he got enough space to do what he wanted to do. You know, you're going to have to be a man. You're going to have to do what you need to do to make sure that your family is good before you out here trying to pursue your dreams. So Poppa goes to work the next day, and his office has been turned into a modern day therapy lounge. So Dr. Reed is there with her cameras and her candles. And he was like, what the hell? Didn't I tell you to get rid of her? And what's up with the cameras? And so his producer tells him that he tried, but the big wigs want what they want. Well, at this particular point in his life, honey, Poppa is not willing to adapt. And so he was like, this is my show. This is my ish. So he ends up quitting. Now at home, he's filling DJ in when JJ comes over. They had invited him to the house to see if he would be willing to give DJ his job back over, cheese and wine. But what I didn't tell y'all was that JJ and Poppa can't stand each other. And this goes way back. They got decades of history, so this is going to be interesting. Now, when JJ comes in, of course, they exchange a few verbal jabs about physical jabs that they threw back in the day. And DJ has to step in. Daddies, please. I can see why nobody is a fan of JJ's because, y'all, he is real arrogant and just downright rude and full of himself. But despite all of that, y'all, he ends up giving DJ his job back with the promise that he's going to be on the fast track to a promotion. But he's going to have to really buckle down. You're going to have to put aside your silly dreams. And I'm going to need you shoulder to shoulder with me to get these foams out. And so DJ DJ tells him that foam is where the heart is. He was like, okay, that's good, son. We gonna use that in the next tagline. See, that's why you need to let him go ahead and do his thing. He got jingles for days. Now that he's got his nightmare job back, he ends up asking Poppa, what you gonna do about your dream job? Now, Papa's not sure what to do at this point, but he knows that he don't like the direction that corporate is trying to take his show. He got into radio for the shared experiences that him and his listeners would have from the songs that he played. You know, he would play a particular song. It would bring back a memory for him. It'll bring back a memory for his audience. They would call in and they would share these memories. It was like a sense of community for them. Okay. But now it's all about numbers. So DJ gives him some tips to calm his nerves in front of the cameras because the cameras make him nervous, and reminds him whose house she's stepping into. This my house. This is Papa's house. Okay. So afterwards, he meaning DJ, has love action time with Nina. And I was like, okay, y'all finna do this right now on TV? No, they get down on the floor and they look at each other, you know, they sit on the floor like kids. It was cute, y'all. Anyway, they both apologize for how they handled the situation, and she wants him to still make time for his dream despite having to work a little bit more to provide for the family. And she says, happy spouse, happy house. I was like, I ain't never heard that one. That one's so cute. We usually hear happy wife, happy life. But I like that one too. It makes us consider the husbands for once. So Poppa comes back to work looking like $1 million, y'all, okay? Papa's got a brand new bag. Bing. Anyway, so he cleaned up really nice. And y'all, he even dyed his beard. But when she asked him, did he do it? He was like, I woke up like this. Just real cute. That's why I love Damon. Anyway, so they have a quick exchange about the reason that she's joining the show, because they basically begged her to do it. And he was like, yeah, but you claiming that they begged you, but you was available. When you supposed to be booked and busy. Anyway, so they share that quick exchange, and she reveals that he was her idol growing up, because in that particular point in her life, he was so positive and encouraging, and she would listen to him every morning while she was in college. But honey, after this divorce that he had between him and his wife, he done became bitter and cynical. So that's why she wanted to join the show, to give him some of those positive vibes back that he gave her all those years ago. Now, before he gets too emotional, he ends up taking a call where they complain about them arguing. Okay, if I wanted to argue with somebody, I talk to my daggone wife. I ain't trying to hear this from y'all. Can you play some music, please? And so she was like, "Oh, can I play the next song?" He was like, "No," and he tapped her hand and blew out the candle, y'all. So it seems like they're on the groundwork to something beautiful. Oh man, okay, that was really short. Okay, so let's let's go ahead and go on to the next episode. Okay, y'all. So the episodes are only 30 minutes long. I forgot to tell y'all where y'all could find them. Okay, so you can find it on can that please go away? You can find it on CBS if you are still watching cable, but you know, if you're streaming like me, then you'll find it on Paramount Plus. All right, and if you like the free apps, y'all, they also have it on Pluto TV. The first episode is on there. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to upload that second episode, but the first one is on Pluto TV. So, there you go. Anywho, on to episode 2. This one is titled Sleepover. The synopsis for this one is: when Dr. Ivy Reed joins Poppa's family for dinner, she begins scrutinizing Nina and Junior's relationship for potential catastrophe. Junior spends the night at his dad's house while Nina and Ivy devise a plan over a bottle of wine. Yeah. I think we're starting to get our groove with this show. All right, so we begin this episode with DJ trying to get his dad to come over for a celebratory dinner, courtesy of Nina, because he has remodeled his house. Now, he didn't want to go initially. He wanted to stay at home and eat some potted meat, and I was like, what the hell is potted meat? But then I guess it's supposed to be like sardines or something. Maybe potted meat is something completely different. Anyway, he says that he was going to stay at home and eat some potted meat while watching the Knicks game. That is until DJ mentioned that Nina is going to be making her famous lasagna. And he was like, oh man, okay, that's all you had to say. I'll be over at 5 because by the time 7 o'clock roll around, I'm going to be asleep. I'm finna get ready to get into bed. And DJ agrees that his daddy has a newborn schedule. So at work, they're still trying to figure out this new arrangement along with their audience, them being Poppa and Ivy. Now, one caller called in and said that he hated the type of music that's now being played. And of course, Poppa blames that on Dr. Reed. While the next two callers actually say that they love having her as the new addition because they now have a place where they can express their feelings and have someone to talk through them with them. Now, the last caller that called in is apparently going through a divorce, and he asked both of them what they miss the most about being married. Now, Ivy says she misses the fact that someone was always thinking about her, while Poppa says that he missed not paying alimony. So after he hangs up on the guy, y'all, Ivy tries to pry the real reason out of, the the answer for the question. But he shuts her out. He shut her down with the quickness. So DJ comes home from the grocery store, and y'all, he done forgot the daggone ground beef again. How is she supposed to make this lasagna if I ain't got no beef? It's not the same with ground turkey. At least that's what she say. And so he says he apologizes, just that he got a lot on his mind while he's working on this film project. But she tells him, hey, you're going to have to do better. You got to tighten up. So Poppa is dancing in his living room and enjoying his sardines when Dr. Ivy drops by, wanting to continue their conversation from work because she wants them to be a cohesive unit since they're work partners now, but he ends up putting her right out. And he put her out just in time too, because here come DJ and Nina. They're coming over and she's got lasagna. So he's doing his lasagna dance, y'all, when they inform him that you've got company. It's somebody behind you. Did you invite somebody else over? He was like, no. But then when he turned around, y'all, there go Dr. Ivy. And so, y'all, Nina is a huge fan of hers and invites her to stay for dinner. But after a few good giggles at dinner, this plan quickly backfires because she ends up labeling DJ an inconsiderate husband because apparently DJ can't remember any of the important dates like her birthday, the kids' birthdays, anniversary, them type of dates. And his disregard to Dr. Ivy could be a sign of a toxic relationship. But Poppa says the apple don't fall far from the tree as they do this train joke with their wine. And it was like a chugga, 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 wine. It was so cute. I was like, oh my God, I love them. And so Ivy was like, see, yeah, nope, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to take that wine. We're going to take this lasagna and we finna go have a conversation. It's going to be a long therapy session, y'all. So later on, After some time has passed, DJ tries to talk to his wife Nina, but she tells him that she needs some space, okay? And he's not sure what to do at this point because apparently he done ran out of all the cartoon voices that usually work on her. Yeah, all he has is Marvin the Martian left. I'm not even finna attempt to try to do that, y'all, but he did a good impression. And so Papa ends up giving him some advice to try to go talk to his wife because Nina is the best thing that has happened to you. So here, take this goodie basket that I got. Okay, it's got some chocolates amongst other things. And take this Teddy Pendergrass album that always worked on your mama. And then he makes a joke and does like a little reenactment of his wife pulling her panties down. Oh, I hate that word. I'm sorry, y'all. Pulling her drawers down. So while he's giving him advice from his past experiences, Ivy is doing the exact same thing to Nina. And she's calling DJ a malignant narcissist. And she was like, well, there are some really good qualities about him. You know, he's caring, he's sensitive, he loves me, this, that, and the third. And she's like, yeah. Trust me, you don't want a type of man like that in your life. He is a charmer. And before you know it, you're going to be blindsided at 35. You're going to end up at your parents' house and be stuck paying alimony to David Smith for the rest of your life. Girl, don't do it. And she was like, you sound like you speaking from experience. And she was like, girl, I done lived that life so you wouldn't have to. Don't do it. So DJ comes over. And again, y'all, she pays him dust and sends him back to Papa's house where he tells him to not allow her to stew on her emotions for too long because next thing you know, she gonna be down at her friend's house. And then when she come back from her friend's house, she gonna be hitting you with them divorce papers. And then next thing you know, you gonna be full of regret because you gonna be sitting next to your son who's trying to give you chocolates knowing full damn well that you a diabetic. Please go get your wife back, son. Please. And so he was like, you know, she's telling me that she needs space. And he was like, well, look, if you're not going to do it, then I will. Now, sensing that his father is full of regret, he ends up asking Papa if he had the chance to do it all over again with his mama, would he? And without hesitation, y'all, he said, absolutely. So it sounds like he needs to take his own advice and go get his woman back because I'm pretty sure that some of that money that he's spending on her for alimony could go to a really nice trip in the islands. Just saying. So, like I said, since DJ is too scared to go over there and talk to his wife, he's trying to be respectful of her privacy. He decides to go over there, him being Papa, decides to go over there and talk to her on DJ's behalf. So by the time he get there, y'all, Ivy is still talking to Nina. Why has she had her work out a top 10 negotiation list before she decides to go back to her husband? Y'all, Ivy needs a therapist to talk to. She needs a whole bunch of hugs. You know how a lot of therapists have therapists? She need a therapist. So they step outside because Papa's like, this is too out of hand. What are you doing? The only thing that's getting in the way of them working this out is you. Why are you so adamant about trying to come between them? They were together before you, ma'am. They're gonna be together after you. Go away. So as they're having this conversation outside, DJ actually end up walking past them and going into the house to talk to Nina. And so she tells him, you know, how she feels like him forgetting all of the important dates makes her feel insignificant and not important and all of those things. And so he apologizes for being so forgetful and promises to work on it. And of course, they kiss and make up. See, how hard was that? Papa tells her, see, they figured it out. You can leave now. And so she decides to leave only if he tells her one thing that he misses about being married. And so as she's asking him this, he turns and looks at Nina and DJ because they're dancing, like they're slow dancing to the song that's playing. And he was like, that. I missed that. I miss doing that with my ex-wife, I miss where we could dance and love on each other and understand each other and accept one another despite all of our flaws. I miss that. And so he was like, why are you still here at this point? And she was like, oh, I was just asking you that question because I just wanted to make sure that you still had a heart. So apparently they're growing on each other. So the next day at work, y'all, he shouts her out and he even dedicates a song to her, which happened to be like this Black Eyed Peas song that has something to do with shutting up. And he was like, yeah, you should try that. And that's the way the episode ends, y'all. Like I said, it's only 30 minutes long, so these reviews are probably going to be about 15, 20 minutes at most. All right, y'all. So these are going to be short. And I guess I could probably bundle these together. So you'll get a review for this one every other week. Okay? Because the episodes are going to be so short. Anywho, that's all I have for now. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it, okay? I feel like there's another comedy show coming on TV that I wanted to kind of look at and maybe review, but I can't remember what it is. It'll come back, y'all. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about it, okay? You can reach me at Me and You TV Reviews on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also reach me at My TV Reviews Podcast without the S on the end at gmail.com. Y'all, I love y'all, okay? If you have any show suggestions, please send them my way because we're getting rid of some shows and I'm not sure if I want to cover American Horror Stories. I think I'm just going to cover the ones that I like, if any. So if y'all don't hear nothing in the next coming weeks about American Horror Stories, just know that I ain't like none of the episodes. But that's it, y'all. Okay, y'all stay safe out there. Have a good night. And until we meet over the airwaves again, I am Mo, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.